While Donald Trump and the right wing continue to freak out about anti-fascists and how the anti-fascist movement, as they call Antifa, are really dangerous, gotta watch out for Antifa, gotta watch out for those anti-fascists. While they keep talking about that, the actual terrorism is being done by the right. This just out. FBI busts militia plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, violently overthrow government. This is a right-wing plot. Yeah, no, the anti-fascists. Yes, they're the ones fighting against fascism. They're the dangerous ones. More details on this from Law & Order. According to the feds, Whitmer was targeted in the real world by at least 6 men. Adam Fox, Barry Croft, Ty Garbin, Caleb Franks, Daniel Harris, and Brandon Caserta have been charged in a conspiracy to kidnap Whitmer. Fox to Detroit reported the men are all Michigan residents except for Croft. Croft and Fox are accused of meeting with roughly 13 others back on June 6th in Ohio to create a society dedicated to the Bill of Rights. Their interpretation of the Bill of Rights allegedly included the kidnapping of a sitting governor, as well as talk about murder. Quote, several members talked about murdering tyrants or taking a sitting governor. The group decided they needed to increase their numbers and encouraged each other to talk to their neighbors and spread their message, the investigating FBI agent said in an affidavit. The feds alleged that Fox pursued a plan to form a militia to kidnap Whitmer before the 2020 election, taking hostages at the Capitol building, if need be, in order to try Whitmer for treason. So this from the FBI. Fox said he needed 200 men to storm the Capitol building in Lansing, Michigan, and take hostages, including the governor. Fox explained they would try the governor of Michigan for treason and said they would execute the plan before the 2020 election. Yeah. Now, this all stems from this story from back in May. Heavily armed protesters gather again at Michigan Capitol to decry stay-at-home order. So there was a stay-at-home order near the beginning of the pandemic in Michigan to ensure people were physically distancing as much as possible. Right when it was still unclear how bad the numbers would get, and right-wingers freaked out, stormed the Capitol. Nobody wearing masks, yelling in the face of law enforcement who were there to protect the Capitol. Many stories about this. Armed militia members, other protesters demand freedom from Michigan Governor Whitmer's stay-at-home order. And of course, all of it was perpetuated, escalated by Donald Trump with tweets like this, liberate Michigan. And of course, he said a lot more about it at the time as well during interviews. Now, let me give you some context here. Something I like to do. Let's take a look. I'll put this full screen. The percentage of terrorist attacks and plots by perpetrator orientation, 1994 to 2020. Take a look. So, in the early 2000s, you see the green there. That is left-wing terrorism. So this constitutes, as they say here, largely property associated with animal research, farming, or construction, and reclaimed by the Animal Liberation Front or the Earth Liberation Front. So left-wing terrorism mostly focusing on property damage. Then you go deeper into more recently, especially over the past 6 years, it's mainly right-wing terrorism. So right-wing terrorism is the light blue, and you see 2020, it's almost all right-wing terrorism except for the red there, a little bit of religious terrorism. So this is not surprising. It is not surprising to see headlines like this when you have this much right-wing terrorism going on. And if you're wondering what constitutes right-wing terrorism, they say here, right-wing terrorism refers to the use or threat of violence by subnational or non-state entities whose goal may include racial or ethnic supremacy, opposition to government authority, anger at women, including from the incel, involuntary celibate movement, and outrage against certain policies such as abortion. So this plot falls right in line with this. Again, you have the president, and not just the president, but the GOP in general, conservatives in general, pushing this idea out there that if you're Antifa, which just means anti-fascist, the anti-fascist movement, those anti-fascists out there, they're really dangerous. When the FBI has said that Antifa is not an organization, it is an ideology, it is a movement, it is an idea that you should be anti-fascist. If there's fascism or fascists, you are anti-fascist. That's what Antifa is. And here, which means basically, if you at home are watching this and you're against fascism, you're Antifa. That's what it is. Looking at the data, anti-fascists are not the problem. Right-wing terrorism is.